ambery perfumes can sometimes feel like they're a little too heavy, a little too warm, and a little too deep for the daytime wear. But today I'm going to be sharing with you a set of perfumes that they're perfect amber perfumes for daytime into nighttime wear, and they're perfect for fall. Hello, my name is Ellison, and if you are interested in seeing more videos about perfume reviews, perfumes for the season, and how I'm curating my collection, then I would highly recommend you hit that subscribe button down below. So today we are looking at the commodity gold fragrances, okay? So I have samples. If you are new here, then let me just inform you, I do not buy full-size perfumes unless I absolutely adore, obsess over, and am drooling over a perfume. I do not want fragrances that I'm like, meh, like no, we're not here for that, okay? I only want full size, and I only want to invest in full-size bottles of perfumes that I'm absolutely obsessed with, okay? So I get samples, and I highly recommend that you do the same if you are looking to curate your collection, okay? If you're a collector, then that's different. You're a collector. But we are looking at the commodity gold fragrances. I have all three scent spaces here, so we are just going to run right through them here. All right, so commodity gold is their ambery, vanilla-y, sandalwoody. I mean, it's their very warm, more fallish fragrance, which we're vibing, right? We're vibing. It's September now. We're vibing. But I find that this perfume is absolutely gorgeous for that daytime wear, okay? I sort of still struggle, even in the fall, with the warm fragrances and daytime wear, especially if it's like, I really don't want to be like super over the top obnoxious with my perfume, which that only happens on a rare occasion because I'm typically perfectly all right with being obnoxious about my perfume, but sometimes it does happen, okay? So the first one we're going to look at is the Gold Personal. Now, the personal scent space, Commodity has three scent spaces. They have personal, expressive, and bold. Personal went right into my throat. Whew. Personal is designed to sort of be a more pared back, a little bit more of a delicate, subtle fragrance. Still the same amount of, I'm going to say concentration, okay? It still has the same concentration. It has the same wear time, the same strength, we're going to say, but it doesn't have that overwhelming quality that, say, the expressive or the bold can tend to have, okay? This is a little bit more pared back, okay? A little bit more manageable. And when they say personal, they sort of mean you and maybe one other person, like the person standing next to you. If you share a cubicle or an office with somebody, that person might be able to smell it, okay? But not the whole entire building, right? I need some water. One moment. Ugh, all right, we're rocking and rolling now. Okay, so the Gold Personal. Let's go ahead and take a look at our fragrance notes. So our top notes have, it's juniper berries. That's one note, juniper berries. Middle notes are vanilla and sandalwood. Base notes are amber, benzoin, and ISO-E Super, which is a little bit of a more woodsy fragrance note. I think they call that synthetic. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys always do. So, with this and with all of Commodity's fragrances, I absolutely adore and love how simple the fragrance build is, okay? There's not, 20 fragrance notes in these perfumes. It's a very basic build, but it packs a punch. It's very strong, it's well made, it's very simplistic, minimalistic, but it still is effective and it still has an impact. So with this, what I'd have to say is that I really smell the ISO-E Super, the vanilla, and the berries, okay? I would have to say that the amber, benzoin, and sandalwood, they all sort of blend together to create the warmth, but the fragrance notes that I'm really able to pick out are the ISO-E Super, vanilla, and the juniper berries, okay? I'd have to say it sort of has a rugged, a little bit of a rougher kind of smell about it, sort of like girding it, I'm gonna say. And then it has the sweetness of the vanilla and the fruitiness of the juniper berries. Do not be afraid of the sandalwood. Trust me, I understand. Sandalwood is like, hello, right? I mean, like, I would have to say sandalwood smells like a warm hug, but it can get out of hand very quickly. The sandalwood, I feel like is really blended very well with the other fragrance notes, so that way it I mean, it's there, and it's obviously adding an element of smoothness and of, I'm going to say, sort of a velvety vibe about it, but it's not like it's the star of the show, okay? It's definitely, you know, the sort of the warmth of the vanilla and the woodsiness, and then the berries just sort of add a little bit of life about the perfume. This is a super easy perfume to wear on a daytime basis, right? Like if you work in an office and you're like, I really don't want to overwhelm my coworkers with my perfume, totally a thing, then this might be a great option for you. Or perhaps you have a coworker or a friend or your spouse, they're like, heavy perfumes, just, they are too much, they give me a headache. Whatever it is, this is probably this is a wonderful perfume, a wonderful scent space. The personal scent space is perfect for that kind of situation where you're trying to sort of pull it back a little bit, okay? I love this. So the next one is, I'm getting warmed up now, friends. The next one is expressive. I'd have to say that expressive is sort of where I live with commodity. You'd think it'd be bold. You'd think it would be bold with just my personality and how I feel about perfumes. But for me, it's expressive. I love expressive, and I actually really like the personal fragrances. I typically really do like the personal fragrances just because I'm sort of able to pick out the notes more like definitively, and I'm able to, I just feel like they're very easy to enjoy and not so in your face. Again, more pared back, but still noticeable. So with expressive, it has all the same fragrance notes as the personal. So top notes, juniper berries. Middle notes, vanilla and sandalwood. Base notes, though, is amber, benzoin, and then the last one is creamy musk. So instead of the ISO E Super, you have the creamy musk. So with musk, it's sort of, I would have to say it's sort of like, it smells dusty to me. It has more of a dusty smell about it. I feel like musk is sort of one of those fragrance notes that it's in most perfumes, and it sort of adds texture to the fragrance. And I think that it adds a different texture to the fragrance than the ISO E Super, where the ISO E Super is definitely giving it that rugged nature, that sort of rough around the edges, you know, just, it smells rugged. Creamy musk, it has a similar fragrance, but it's smoother. It's a little softer. This feels and smells a little creamier, smoother, more velvety, okay? It definitely has more of that buttery texture about it when I smell it. So with the creamy musk, with the expressive, I would have to say that this is definitely more, this smells more sultry than the personal does. This definitely smells more, you know, oh, I'm like trying to, you know, have some sort of sensuality about me or something like that. I feel like the expressive really does achieve that just because it is a creamier, a more buttery fragrance than the personal is. Okay, now bold. Bold is always sort of like unhinged compared to the other ones, okay? So this one, it has a much different fragrance build than the other two. Whew, yeah, that's very different. Still similar. Still very similar, but different. I would have to say that this one is a lot spicier than the other two are. So the top notes for bold, we have saffron, okay? Saffron. Saffron is insanely strong, okay? It is like a spicy spice. Middle, we have nutmeg and vanilla. And then our base notes, we have sandalwood, amber, and patchouli. I would have to say that the patchouli is very noticeable, okay? I know some of you have commented here on my channel that it's like, the patchouli is unhinged. I can't handle the patchouli on different perfumes. Yes, if you do not like patchouli, then this one might be a little much for you, okay? You might want to stick with the expressive or the personal. But with this is very spicy. Okay, this is very spicy, and it's also very strong, very powerful, very impactful, and it could be borderline overwhelming, just because all of the fragrance notes in this perfume, in this, the bold scent space, are strong. Okay, saffron, strong, nutmeg, strong, vanilla, sandalwood, amber, strong, patchouli, strong. All of these fragrances, you can pick them out. All of these fragrances, it's like, yep, I could smell that. Yep, I could smell that. I would have to say that the sandalwood and the amber, they sort of blend together and sort of smooth it all out. But everything else sort of has an edginess about it. So this is a very loud perfume. This is a very loud version of the other two, and it's also missing the sweetness that the juniper berries brought to both the expressive and the personal. The juniper berries, I feel like, really added a freshness about the other two perfumes, sort of a liveliness about the other two perfumes, whereas this is definitely like I'm spending the evening in a speakeasy kind of vibe. This feels a little bit more masculine than the other two do. Commodity is a unisex brand. They do not say that this is for men, this is for women. It is unisex. But I would have to say that this one sort of has a more masculine element about it. So you might, if you are like not a masculine fragrance person, if you're like, I want to smell like a girl, this might be pushing it for you, okay? This is definitely pushing it for me. And I love men's fragrances, but this is, yeah, that's pushing it for me. It's just very spicy. So overall, I would have to say, like, all of these perfumes, the wear time, beautiful. Commodity never lets me down. These are just well-made fragrances. Commodity is a well-made brand. And again, they focus a lot on the simplicity, the minimalistic nature of the perfumes and the fragrances, and they really focus in on just creating a strong, a powerful, impactful, but simplistic fragrance, a very high quality fragrance. The perfumes do not fall apart. The perfumes really do stay together. Obviously, perfume science, how that works is, the top notes, they go away, and then the middle notes, they go away, and you're left with the base. With commodity fragrances, I don't really notice that the notes sort of dwindle and like fall off the face of the earth. Instead, it smells like all of them are blended well and all of them are paired well, that they stay together. The perfume stays together. And I really do appreciate that, because it's like, I want the perfume to stay together. It's a rare occasion that I really want a perfume to like not stay together. So with this fragrance, as far as where I would wear it to, I would have to say that, again, Personal is a beautiful daytime wear fragrance. I would not wear Personal for an evening event. It is not nearly strong enough. It is not nearly heavy enough for me. And I feel like it just has that everyday feeling about it. It has that everyday simple, like, let's get some stuff done feeling about it. But it is still a very pleasant fragrance. Still a beautiful fragrance. I still love this fragrance. And so Expressive, I feel like Expressive really does come in and sort of saves the day when it comes to, I want to have a perfume that I can wear during the evening time. I am fine wearing Expressive during the daytime. Like I've said, I like a stronger perfume, but I don't find that Expressive is inappropriate for the daytime. Let's put it that way. If you are very particular about the fragrances that you wear during the daytime, then you might want to stick with Personal. But Expressive, like I said, is the perfect way to layer if you are trying to move into an evening event. Beautiful fragrances. Do I recommend these fragrances? Absolutely. I 100% recommend these fragrances if you are looking for an ambery, warm, mature fragrance to add to your collection. I personally would not mind getting my hands on probably the Personal. If I'm honest, I really love the rugged nature about it. I really love how, it just has the perfect elements for me. And honestly, I don't go and do evening things very often, so it'd be sort of pointless for me to find an evening time perfume. I wouldn't mind having the Expressive either. Of the two, I would have to say Personal is my personal favorite, which has actually been sort of a theme with commodity fragrances. Like I said, I just find that I'm really able to pick out the fragrances really well, and it's more versatile for me. I can see myself wearing it more. If you are somebody that it's like, I'm out all the time, I'm out at night, I'm doing stuff at night frequently, then Expressive might be the perfume that you really want to opt for. I personally don't care for bold. Wouldn't wear bold, but if you prefer a very spicy statement perfume, bold might be just the ticket for you. So those are my recommendations for commodity gold. I will have all the information linked down below for you if you are interested in getting your hands on these fragrances for yourself. And I'll have the samples linked down below, and I'll also have some full-size bottles linked down below if you're ready to invest. So definitely check that out. And if you want to hear about my all-time favorite commodity perfume, probably the universe's all-time favorite commodity perfume, then I'd highly recommend you watch this video right here. This is my review on the Commodity Milk fragrances, and I will do the one where I do like all the fragrance notes, like all the scent spaces and stuff like that, because I also have a video about expressive. I'll just link them both here. Why not? Why not have both there so that way you can sort of check them both out for yourself. So thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.